You're in Braves country.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj. The pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, closed to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of two X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent Psy. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Nash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Good evening, Braves country. Had a tiny delay. Really wasn't much as bad as I thought it was. I thought we had lost the audio because when I'm here by myself, I have a Bluetooth is the short of it. It's essentially a Bluetooth that connects to a device so I can hear what y'all hear. And in about 5 seconds before I'm about to go live, the damn thing went gone. It was dead. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell? It says it's connected. What it had done, it jumped to another device. Anyways, that's why I had to play the chop twice. But we're all good to go. I was about to start asking y'all if you could hear me, but that has been straightened out. Obviously, on these late games, I'm flying solo, so I normally don't have anyone who can. Back at the radio station, they just kind of hit play and go, "Hey, man, you flip the switch when you get done." We're not staying up till 2 a.m. to watch the Braves on a 4-game losing streak and getting jerks and Profar, not pro good. Son of a gun goes out there and gets busted for PEDs for those of y'all who may have missed it. You can do nothing but laugh at this because, at this point, it's getting gosh darn ridiculous. I mean, it truly is. I mean, what more can this franchise take in the last few years? The injuries that just riddled us for 2024. And then on top of that, if it's not an injury, and that's essentially how I'm looking at this, y'all, when you look at this, go, oh my God, it's devastating. It is to a degree, but I'm just looking at it, it's another injury. It's another injury we're going to have to deal with. The only difference between this injury and other injuries is we know when he can come back. He's going to come back 81 games from today. He's suspended for 80 games his first time. I'm sure we're going to hear all the same rhetoric that we always hear when all these guys get busted, which is what? I didn't know what I was taking. I do not think that I broke any rules, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say to him what I've said to all the others in the past, so I can't be a hypocrite. You make too much money to not know what you're putting in your body. You should absolutely have at least one, if not two, nutritionists. One, obviously, you have at the facility because the Braves have a whole team, but you should probably have your own personal one. And anything that you take, you should be able to ask across the board, is this legit? Is there anything in it that's going to trip me up? And I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days what the whole story is. But I'm not going to believe any story that I hear because I honestly think it's almost like it's going to be a political speech. They're going to tell you what they think you want to hear because they know in essentially 3 months, it'll all be swept under the rug and they'll get back to it. But now maybe we know why he hit 24 home runs last year and he hadn't done it before. And Alex Anthopoulos in the Geek Squad told us it was because of the leg kick and how he was generating power. Well, that may or may not be the case. I've got to see it to believe it. Now, when he comes back from his PED use, which performance enhancing drugs for those who don't know the lingo, some version of a steroid in all likelihood. You are going to have to convince me that he was worth the money because he's going to have to come out and play ball. And play it without whatever junk he was shooting in his behind or in his arm or, living out there in San Diego. Maybe he was a little too damn close to Barry Bonds. I don't know what happened. His teammate was Fernando Tatis. So there's that. And I don't know if that's why he was, because all these tests are random. So you just never know. And it sucks because I like Profar. I like everything about his personality. I like the fact that he was buddies with Ozzy. I like the whole thing. I loved the story. I was really pulling for him. And this is just very disappointing. But he's going to have an opportunity at some point to regain his name because right now his name's not very good in Braves country, let's be honest. All right, let's go ahead and get the pick to click. I've got other things to talk about, but we're going to run out of time. So here we go.
Can you predict what will come in 100 years, or in 10, or in the next minute? Some people think they can. Nuclear scientists, mathematicians, astronomers, biologists, because they see beyond the known dimensions of time and space.
All right, the pick to click. I'm actually going to go with Jared Kelenic. Believe it or not, he's 2 for 6 lifetime against the starting pitcher tonight, Glasnow. We'll talk about Glasnow when the game gets going. He's nasty. He was the big get last year in their offseason, along with Ohtani. And so we're basically going to see their ace. They've got basically 2 aces on the squad. You can almost say 3 with Yamamoto, but not really. I'd say they're true aces on that squad. It's 1A and 1B, and it's Glasnow and it's Snell. Probably a little more Snell because he, as much as I don't like his personality, he goes to the post. He doesn't get injured like Glasnow does. That's been his biggest bugaboo. He's got nasty stuff. You'll see it. And if you're looking for someone else who may do well against him, nobody has taken him yard, and not many of the guys have had many at bats. That's why I took Kelenic. He's 2 for 6. Marcell Ozuna has seen him 10 times, and he is 3 for 10. So that's not nothing, but I've taken Ozuna already now, and I just want to kind of mix it up a little bit. The good, the bad, the ugly, we'll do that right here after the lineups, as we've got good news, bad news, and ugly news. And it's not what you think it is. The ugly news is not Profar. We've already done that part. We'll be back in a flash.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now. I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He's batting .067 on the season. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 2 for 14 with a home run, an RBI, and a 143 clip. Batting third, playing first, Matt Olson. 2 for 12, 167 average. Batting cleanup, 2 for 9 with 6 walks, it's Marcell Ozuna. He's got 2 RBIs and a 222 average. Batting fifth, Ozzie Albies. Playing second base with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and a 133 average. Drake Baldwin is behind home plate and batting sixth. He's 1 for 11 on the year. Brian De La Cruz, who is 0 for 2, is in left field for the suspended Jerkson Profar. Batting eighth and playing right, it's Kid Kelnick. 2 for 13, 1 home run, 1 RBI. Orlando Arcia is 2 for 10 on the season. He is batting ninth and playing short. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Grant Holmes Day. Holmes had a 3.56 ERA last year and a 1.19 whip. 68 innings pitched, 70 strikeouts versus 15 walks. He'll be going head-to-head with Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow last year was 9-6 with a 3.49 ERA, a .95 whip, 168 strikeouts and 35 walks. Leading off for the LA Dodgers in the bottom of the first inning, it's Shohei Ohtani. He's 6 for 18, a .333 average, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. Batting second, playing short, Mookie Betts. 4 for 8 with 2 home runs, 4 RBI, a .500 clip. Teoscar Hernandez is batting third and in right field. 3 for 19, 1 home run, 6 RBI, and a .158 average. Michael Conforto, 4 for 14 on the year, has 2 RBIs and a .286 average. Will Smith is behind home plate for the Dodgers. He's 5 for 12, 1 home run, 3 RBI, batting .417. And Tommy Edman is batting sixth and playing second. 3 home runs, 4 RBI, a .238 average. Kike Hernandez is batting eighth. He's 1 for 8 with a home run and 3 RBI. Andy Paez is in center field, 3 for 15, a .200 average. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Dan Bellino. Your first base umpire, Phil Cousy. Second base will be manned by Tony Randazzo, and down the third base line, it's Clinton Vondrick. Game time temperatures here at first pitch are expected to be at 59 degrees, and the wind is blowing straight out to dead center at 12 miles an hour. Our pick to click tonight, not a lot to choose from. Not a whole lot of the Braves batters have faced Glasnow. Give me Kid Kelnick. He's 2 for 6 lifetime with an RBI. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to eke one out in a low-scoring affair. Atlanta 3, Dodgers 2. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. A little bit of roll call action here for you. Scroll back up to the top. This thing always jumps on me. I don't know why it does that right before we do roll call. It's almost like it knows I'm trying. All right, here we go. We're going to get through this, y'all. A little group therapy. These seasons just are wearing on us. I know. As soon as I see the bad news, man, I'm telling you, y'all, the first people I think of, I was like, oh my God, I just hope they're not taking it too hard. John, put the bottle down. Or put one of the bottles down. Good evening, Braves Country. Good to see you, Brian Andrews. Good to see you, Hellion. I'm assuming Edward Spry's in here. Robert, good to see you. Jillian, Philip. Who else do we have in here tonight? Yeah, there's Edward Spry. Jack, good to see you. Charles and Charlie, not to be confused. Charles Fritz and Charlie, I just skip past it. Charlie Elrod. Anthony, good to see you. Bug. Mark Ricardo. Lucy, he's home. Garrett Clemens. Good to see you. Tree Fitty. Hey, good to see you, Tree Fitty. Gary the Real McCoy. I figured you were in here, Gary. I just didn't want to jump ahead of myself. Pushing buttons. You need to push some buttons and get us some better outfielders than Stu Fairchild. That's the guy that we made the trade for, by the way, this afternoon. That's when everyone started going, uh-oh, something's wrong. Is somebody injured? By the way, breaking news, the Red Sox actually get good news. They've just signed Garrett Crochet to a 6-year, $170 million deal. Must be nice. Good to see you, Marguerite. Who else do we have in here? I think we're just about... Hey, Tim, good to see you. And Kenneth. I'm assuming the GOAT's in here, or he's probably listening if he's having to work. I'm not sure. Billy Goat, good to see you. I don't know what his hours are nowadays. Kenneth. Ron. Nara. Book. CSN. And I think I'm at the bottom. All right, we're going to hit the quick break. We'll be back in a flash for Braves Country Baseball, and we're going to do the good, bad, and ugly as soon as I return. Well, it's about that time. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Welcome in, Braves Country. Got a couple of minutes before first start and first pitch, excuse me. And did want to hit something up real quick, the good, bad, and the ugly. So, and we're not even talking about the Jurickson Profar thing. By the way, I did see that he came out with an apology. So I actually got a little more respect for Profar, because a lot of guys will deny it. And he absolutely owned up to it. So I've got a lot more respect for him. And you got to realize you do save that money when he's suspended, so they may be able to turn that into something. Stude Fairchild is the good. We got him in a trade from the Cincinnati Reds. Will be with the team on Tuesday. So that's that on that front. And on top of that, the bad is the fact that Ronaldo Lopez is heading to the 15-day IL. Arm inflammation. I would be a little more concerned if it weren't for the fact that they backdated it to Saturday, which is as far as they could backdate it, meaning he would be available essentially not this weekend, but the next weekend. What's the ugly? Well, that kind of leads into it. I think it was Jillian, somebody mentioned it. Bryce Elder is going to get the ball on Wednesday. And, yeah, he's pretty much the best option. I think there's a couple of guys that have a little more better stuff, Jillian, but honestly, they don't want to crush their progression going up against a team like the Dodgers on the road, short notice. That's not really who you don't really want to roll out one of the youngsters out there. And Bryce Elder, can at least go out there and eat some innings. So if we're going to win this series, and I know that's a big if, I'd be happy if we don't get swept. But if we're going to win this series, tonight's critical. Tomorrow night we have Chris Sale, and he's going up against their weakest link in their chain, which is Dustin May. I like our chances tomorrow night. Tonight is going to be the tough one because they've got an outstanding right-hander on the bump tonight. And with that being said, our offense hasn't been working. Now we're down a man in the fact that Profar is not just suspended, but we don't have anyone that's come up for him yet. And so there's that going on. And it's far from being easy, but we are going to have ourselves an interesting thing. Something is going on with this MLB app. I got to switch the channel real quick. But we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. They did an update this year, and it is not good. But I'm sure they're still working out the bugs. Tyler Glasnow getting the ball, and he's just about set. We're set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Here's the first pitch on the way to Michael Harris, the second. Swing and a miss strike. Righty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fastball, 98 at the knees. 0-2. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Curveball got him. Austin Riley comes to the plate. Austin Riley, righty-righty matchup. I'm really concerned or more interested to see how they respond in tonight's game, because what I want to know is, are the Braves, is the first pitch on the way to Riley, is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Glasnow brings it. Curveball right there on the outer edge. 1-1. 1-1 count. Here we go, getting it straightened out for you. The 1-1, fastball, 97, blew it right by him. 1-2. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike three, kind of half-hearted check swing. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts. I think one of the biggest things that I am curious about is how the Braves will respond to this adversity, because it had to be a gut punch to them. They're just getting to know this kid, and he gets into the he gets in the clubhouse. From all reports, it's the first pitch on the way to Matt Olson, misses high and out of the zones, 1-0. And from all reports, he gets along with everyone great, and then all of a sudden you get a gut punch that he's been juicing. 1-0. Fastball right there at the knees, 1-1. First start of the year for Glasnow, as it is for Grant Holmes. 1-1 count, fast curveball right there. Bender, 1-2. Braves nothing, Dodgers nothing. Glasnow looking to strike out the side. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball is in the dirt. One-two count. Make it 2-2. Defense is back into the left. The 2-2. Down and in, 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Nobody on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and bangs it on the ground over to second base. It's going to be an easy 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Grant Holmes will come back to the mound when we return.
Good morning, everyone. God has let me live another day, and I am about to make it everyone's problem.
There are 2 types of people in this world. There's people that want to get drunk with me, and then there's people that have got drunk with me that never want to do it again. It's all fun and games till we're under an upside-down four-wheeler. And then it's, why did you do that? What the is wrong with you?
Here are some facts and stats so crazy you'll think I'm lying. Hoyt Wilhelm hit a home run in his first career at bat, and then never hit another home run for the rest of his career. The first Tommy John surgery recipient inducted in the Hall of Fame was not a pitcher. It was Paul Molitor, who had Tommy John surgery in 1984. With a minimum of 20 decisions, the opposing pitcher with the best lifetime win-loss record against the New York Yankees is none other than Babe Ruth. In 3,364 at-bats, Mark Lemke was never hit by a pitch. Mariano Rivera, otherwise known as Mo, wore the number 42. If you look up the atomic number 42 in the periodic table, it is also Mo. The 1981 Reds had the best record in baseball, but didn't make the playoffs. Art Shamsky is the only player in Major League history to hit 3 home runs in a game in which he was not in the starting lineup.
I don't want to learn any more life lessons. My character is developed. Go away.
Question is, if there's one game you want to win, who do you want pitching it? And the answer consistently was Whitey Ford.
Many felt that Stengel had cost the Yankees the 1960 World Series by not starting Ford in the opening game against Pittsburgh. So while Ford shut out the Bucks twice, he wasn't available to pitch the 7th and deciding game.
That 7th game, which we lost 10-9, I said, that's the game I should be pitching. I was so damn mad.
Learning the lesson from the Pirate loss, Houck was determined to get the most out of Ford. During the previous regular seasons, Stengel had often held Ford back to pitch against the league's toughest lineups. The new manager had other ideas.
Shohei Ohtani, the batter, first pitch on the way. 96-mile-an-hour fastball outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch right there on the outer track, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Pitch on the way to Ohtani. Curve ball down and in. 3-0. 3-0 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch from Grant Holmes, 96 miles an hour. Right there, P at the knees. 3-1. The 3-1, 96 right down the pipe. 3-2. Ohtani's taking these pitches. First time he's seen Holmes, so he's living a little dangerously, putting one belt high, 96 miles an hour. That thing could go to Japan. The payoff pitch brings it. Curveball swung on and dragged foul down the third base line. Do it once again. The payoff pitch. Grant Holmes kicks and fires. Curveball in the dirt. Ball 4, and he'll head down to first with a leadoff walk. Round the diamond, you got Riley, Arcia, Ozzie, and Olsen manning first. Drake Baldwin behind home plate. Left to right in the outfield, it's De La Cruz, Harris, and Kelnick. Mookie Betts, the batter. First pitch on the way. Fastball. Blown call by home plate umpire Dan Bellino. He called that a ball that was 100% a strike. It's 1-0. You can see it right there on your screen. The 1-0 in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Runner on first, nobody out. Brings it, swings on, and pops it up back behind home plate. We'll do it again. 2-1. Fastball on the outer edge. Grant Holmes already with 10 pitches in this inning. Nobody out. He's going to flip it over to first to keep Ohtani close by. One thing you can't do with the Dodgers, you can't fall behind early in the count. Now that first ball to Mookie was on home plate umpire Dan Bellino. It was a bad call, but he's been nibbling here to start the game. There goes Ohtani. He runs. The ball is swung on and lifted down the right field line. Foul and out of play. We'll put the fan cam on, or the action cam on, with Ohtani possibly taken off. The 2-2. Slider misses inside. Full count. The full count. Payoff pitch. Swung on. Pops it down the third base side. Bangs it into the dugout near the camera well. Braves nothing. Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the first inning. See the Cincinnati Reds all over Texas tonight. 14-3. That was Brady Singer on the bump. Tampa Bay 6-1 winners over Pittsburgh. And Toronto took out Washington 5-2. The 3-2. Swung on and lifts it into left field, drifting back on the warning track. He'll camp under it, make the catch for a loud out number 1. De La Cruz fires it back out in the infield, and Ohtani has to scamper back. First pitch on the way to Teoscar Hernandez is betting 158 on the air, is down in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. And 1-0. Brings it, swing, blasts it high and deep, and I don't think that one's coming back. It's 2-0 Dodgers. Hernandez hit one of those pills that he put right down the center of the plate, and it's a 2-run jack. And they do the weird sachet swishy thing as they go around the bases. They're still doing that. I mean, you couldn't have laid it in on a tee better than that. That's what I was saying earlier with when Shohei Ohtani was on the mound or at the plate. He threw 2 in there like that I'm surprised Ohtani didn't crush. But I think Ohtani wants to see what a guy has the first time through. First pitch on the way is a curveball in the dirt to Conforto. So it's 1-0. Now the camera you see right there, that is called the action cam. That's when you just saw the ball fly. This is the strike zone cam. Is the 1-0. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. Been waiting for us to get back to this because we're going to put a poll up, and I just want to know, which one do y'all prefer when nobody is on base? Because when someone's on base, I think it's better to have the action cam on. The 1-1's in the dirt. 2-1. The problem is I've tried to play with this year and see if you could press the button after the ball gets hit, and you can't. You have to wait till the end of the at-bat. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball right there for a strike. 2-2. 2-2 count. Dodgers lead it 2-0. Here's the pitch. Swing. That ball sawed off foul. We'll do it again. Yeah, the runner's action cam that's a given, John. That's the one that we're going to use when there's a runner on base. My question is, and it's defined in the poll, when there's nobody on base, do you prefer the strike zone cam, or do you want to see what's happening when the ball gets hit? Because there's no way for me to change it until after the play. I've tried hitting the button and it doesn't do anything. It stays at the strike zone level until the play ends, and then I can change it. Payoff pitch misses outside, ball 4. Grant Holmes, 23 pitches, 1 out. He's given up two runs, and finally Kranitz comes waddling out of the dugout. I know they like to see these guys fight through things, but I'm sorry. I just think they're always a day late and a dollar short. And I realize this is not Kranitz's fault. He doesn't get the direction. He has to wait for his manager, Snicker, to go get out there. But it seems like they're always a day late and a dollar short. And I'm not saying Teoscar Hernandez that you necessarily go out to get him then, but after you hit that home run, I feel like you got to go out there and settle him down. If nothing else, you give him a chance to catch his breath. This early in the season, 23 pitches in, first pitch on the way is a righty-righty matchup to Will Smith. He'll take the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. As Grant Holmes walks around off the mound. Put the action cam on now. Four-seam fastball, blew it right by him on the outer edge. It's 1-2. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Four-seam fastball got him, 2 down. 2 down. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball on the outer track. Strike to Tommy Edman. It's 0-1. Y'all missed the other news, just baseball news. Colton Cowser has gone to the IL. He's expected to miss at least 8 weeks. The 0-1 swung on, chops it over to first. It is a fair ball, so Matt Olson will step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. A little bit of a rocky start for Grant Holmes. We got to get him some runs, Braves country. Profar or not. Heck, he wasn't doing anything anyways. We trail it 2-0.
Mother thinking I can't live without them. Is your name Oxygen?
I've never seen a bartender efficiently run a bar remote.
It's like they're reading a remote in a different language.
Yeah.
And they can never just hold the remote in front of them.
You love France. You what? I love France. This song. I hate France. I didn't know that one. France? How in the name of God can anyone hate France? They got beautiful women and they got wine and 400 different kinds of cheese. Yeah, so is Fort Worth.
Said that he has been demoted to the second most country Panthers player. How does it feel to take over the #1 spot right there?
Oh, man, I really and truly, man, I don't even think I'm country, man. That's what a lot of folks like to say. Man. I think I'll speak regular.
You think I'm a good dancer? Okay. You said I'd break it down.
And I said you're having a breakdown.
Well, what happened with Ralph, it was funny. He said to me, could you pitch every 4th day? And I says, you're damn right I can.
Houck knew that the other key for the team was Mantle. His approach to his top slugger was more psychological.
When we come out of spring training, Ralph had told me, whatever you do is what we're going to do this year. Now, I was really up, like a high school football player, you know, you can get up. And he started making me feel like that I really was the best there was.
Many thought Mantle already was the best. A Yankee since 1951 and the driving force behind their latest dynasty.
He threw better than anybody ever threw in baseball. He hit baseballs further than anybody had ever hit in baseball.
He hit these long, just towering fly balls. Seemed like miles and miles away.
Mantle hits a high fly ball. It's deep left center field. It's way out there. It's way out there, and it is in there. I mean it's in there.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is a sinker. Just outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Fastball 95 right down this inside part of the plate. Infield is back and to the left. The 1-1. 96. Up top for a strike. 1-2. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. Chops it foul down the third base line. Braves nothing, Dodgers 2. The 1-2. Misses high and out of the zone, 2-2. Two count. Righty-righty, here's the pitch to the Bear. Misses high and inside, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Ozuna has really done a very good job here to start the season of working the counts. Payoff pitch, high and inside, ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. So there we go, get something going here in the top of the second inning. Big Bear, the Big Zoo, rumble on down to first. And the left-handed bat, switch hitting, Ozzie Albies to the plate. First pitch, 95, misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. Just misses low, 2-0. Jack says he's pulling for the Braves tonight. Jack, you better be pulling for the Braves, except when they play your Padres. I get it. The 2-0. Down and in, 3-0. They are your new adopted team. Three-0 count. Righty lefty. Here's the pitch. Fastball high and outside the zone. Ball 4. And the Wiz will get a walk. So we got back-to-back walks to start the inning.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
They're going to go out there and talk to class now real quick. It's just a powwow of the infield. So that is a mound visit, but it's not considered a manager visit. You get 5 of those total nowadays. They started out with 6 a few years ago. They cut it down to 5 when they realized nobody's even close to that. First pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to Drake Baldwin. Smacks the black for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Drake digs in. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses high and outside. 1-1. Infield is back into the right, playing Baldwin to pull, but we saw it all during the spring. He is not scared to slap the ball down the line. The 1-1. In fact, his first base hit the other night was to left field. 1-2 count. Swung on and lifted into center field, drifting back on the track, going at the wall, making a catch, and robbing Drake Baldwin of his first career home run. Ozuna will tag up and go to third. Good base running by the Big Zoo. 1 away. If he's not standing there, that ball goes over the fence. Now, he didn't have to do much of a leap, just kind of stuck the glove up. But any way you look at it, Paez, good defensive play, so he had to make that on the run. Good to see that from Baldwin. He's not known for his power. Actually, I'm wrong. I look at the replay a little closer. It would have hit the top of the wall. I don't think it would have actually went over. There's some kind of a talk about whatever it is. Ozuna's got a big smile on his face. So I believe that second base umpire, Tony Randazzo, talking with everybody. And I don't know what he's doing. Because if it had something to do with Ozuna tagging up and he didn't call him out originally, you would just wait for a, okay, they're checking to see if the short of it is Ozuna's safe. I don't think that powwow was necessary. In the day of replay, if there's ever a big question, the other team can just challenge it. Looking at the replay from the Dodgers monitor, didn't look like he left early. I don't know what Randazzo was getting all bent out of shape about. Maybe he was getting a challenge from, or a question from the dugout. First pitch on the way to Brian De La Cruz, who is in for Jerks and Profar, who, if you're just joining us, he's out 80 games because of a PED suspension. And refreshingly, he owned up to it. You don't see that very often, the 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. I'm telling you right now, Sean Murphy might get Wally pipped. The 2-0 pops it up high in the sky, and that's not going to go anywhere. Kike Hernandez, I'm so used to thinking of Freddie Freeman at first base. Kike Hernandez will make the catch right there next to the pillow. 2 down. De La Cruz was trying to get that ball to the outfield to score Ozuna to cut this lead in half, but now it'll be up to Kid Kelnick. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch to Kelnick, and it's a fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Infield is back and to the right. Here's the pitch. Swing, he pops that one up. They're getting underneath that fastball, and it's going to be an easy play for Mookie in shallow left field. That'll end the inning. Braves get a couple on, but 2 bats later, the inning ends. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country, trailing by only 2.
In February of 1982, the New York Mets pulled off a trade to the Cincinnati Reds for George Foster. George Foster, who not all that long ago hit 52 home runs in a season, former MVP, the first really big acquisition for the Mets. And then they announced that they're signing him to a $2 million per year contract, the biggest contract in team history. And they hold a press conference. And during this press conference, George Foster warns the planes taking off from the local airports that they better watch out because of the baseballs he hits are going to be really high. Well, that first year in 1982, the Mets suck, and George Foster hits 13 home runs and has 70 RBIs. And making matters worse, he doesn't sign autographs for fans, and they just start hating him. As the team gets better and better, they add Hernandez, they add Carter, Gooden's emergence, Ron Darling's emergence, etc. The Mets get in a fight in 1986, and George Foster's the one guy who doesn't join in. He stays on the bench, and that does not play well with the team at all. Then in 86, he accuses the team of racism because they give him, Davey Johnson, the manager, gives more time to Kevin Mitchell, who is also black. During the 86 World Series season, they dumped George Foster. He was just an absolute disaster, horrible with the fans, horrible in the clubhouse, etc., etc.
I mean, you can close your eyes and watch him speed over the outfield and make catches over his head. Mickey was just somebody who was amazing. He was amazing every day.
Mantle's resume included a list of historic feats. He had already won the Triple Crown, back-to-back MVPs, and would end up with more home runs in the World Series than any other player.
There's one to stay fair. It is going down.
And the list could have been even longer. It seemed as if the Mick could do anything except stay healthy.
He hurt his knee in 51, and he played the rest of his career without a real good leg.
He was always in pain. He always had something wrong with him.
He'd get a massage every day before the game, and then he'd get this elastic foam rubber and wrap it from his ankles to the cheek of his fanny on both legs and go out and play.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Grant Holmes. First pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Max Muncy, the batter, the 1-0. Fastball, 95 at the knees. 1-1. Somebody, math ain't math, and whoever said that Drake Baldwin's 1 for 24 this year. A 1-1. Chops it foul, 1-2. He's only played in 4 games. He now has, 12 at-bats? 1 for 12? Going into tonight, I believe. So he might be 1 for 13, but nowhere close to 1 for 12. 1-2, check swing foul. Do it again. And if you haven't been watching the game, which doesn't sound like you've been paying attention, but he's hit some balls really hard some absolute barreled him up, and then that one almost left the building. So he has swung the bat well. The 1-2. Drags it foul down the third base line. Do it again at 1-2. Yeah, it does matter. Hate to break it to you, buddy. The 1-2. Swing, and just got a piece of that. Fouls it back. We'll do it again. Big difference between 1 for 12 and 1 for 24. And he has hit. What was the number that I saw this afternoon? 6 balls, 6 hard hit balls, 2 barrels. Basketball is a game where you pay attention to the actual percentages. The 1-2 swung on and lifted into right field, right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. And Muncie will be on with the leadoff single. You'll see some of the hardest hit balls turn into outs, and some of the swings, like the one by Tatis the other night. The check swing down the first base line turned into a double, and even he had to laugh about it. This is the only sport where that applies. First pitch on the way to Kike Hernandez is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chops it over towards short. It's going to be flipped to Ozzie. So it's going to be a 6-4-3 rally killing double play. Good defensive play there. Arcia to Ozzie to Olsen. Pretty nifty flip by Arcia too. I think a lot of shortstops would have been handcuffed by that, and they just would have fired it to first. Muncie was really close to the bag when Arcia got the ball, and he just kind of did a side throw, almost like Bernie Kosar, over to Ozzie to make sure it was quick enough, but it wasn't going to jam him up. The 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled back. 1-1. 1-1 count. Paez, 13 home runs last year. Pitch on the way, swung on, lifted down the line, out of play. One-two count. It's going to be exciting to see what kind of a mix that they can bring as the 1-2. That ball's hammered towards center field, but right at it is Michael Harris the second, and that'll end the inning. Got just a little bit underneath that. That might have been trouble into the gap. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Braves will try to scratch onto the board when we return.
All I want is a chubby girl with tattoos that likes to get weird, eat tacos, and be called pretty. Come on, is that too much to ask for?
Quick, hurry, name a power hitter no one ever talks about. I'll start, Ralph Kiner. He was the first rookie in 40 years to lead the league in home runs when he hit 23 in 1946. For 7 consecutive seasons, he won or shared the National League home run title. He led or tied the big leagues in home runs for 1946 and 1952. When he hit home runs, he hit them in bunches. In one stretch in 1947, he hit 7 home runs in 4 games, and then followed it up with another 8 in 4 games a month later. 2 years later, he became the first player to hit home runs in 4 consecutive plate appearances twice. That same year, he became the first National League player to hit 50 or more home runs during a season more than once. He finished in the top 10 in MVP voting from 1947 to 1952, despite the Pirates never finishing higher than 6. He'd once have the records for fastest player to hit 100, 200, and 300 career home runs. The 6-time All-Star still ranks 6th all-time with a home run in every 14.1 at-bats. Unfortunately, his career was cut short due to back problems, but that didn't stop him from averaging 37 home runs and 102 RBIs over his 10-year career. Now it's your turn. Who is the best power hitter you never hear about?
Normalize dreaming small, real small.
I can remember one of the New York papers running a photograph of Mantle with an arrow and a medical explanation pointing to every place in his body where he had been injured. But the remarkable thing was, in spite of all that, he still was having those 300 seasons and those 40 home run years.
He did it all, and he did it all on a bad leg.
As Mickey went, so went the Yankee. And when they needed him, he was there, even if he had to play with his legs taped from ankle to hip.
It was like he just ignored the injuries. They could slow him down, but they couldn't stop him at all. He was still doing heroic things.
As 1961 started, Whitey and Mickey did their best to carry the Yanks, with Ford off to a strong start and Mantle hitting 9 homers in the season's first 18 games.
There's one.
Welcome back. Glasnow goes back to work. First pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup. There's a ball to Arcia. 1-0. 1-0. High and inside. Two 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Glasnow delivers. 96 right there at the knees. 2-1. I have pulled up the apology by Profar. I'm going to read it to you because it's too long to put on the screen. You'll never be able to make it out. The 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. And he put this out for immediate release to Braves fans. His Braves fans. Today is a 3-1 pitch. Swung on, rifle back foul, 3-2. It's the most difficult day of my baseball career. I'm devastated to announce that I've been suspended for 80 games by Major League Baseball for testing positive for a banned substance this offseason. So it happened during the offseason. It's kind of wild that wouldn't have came up before he signed. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike through, blew it right by him. Arcia, about a week and a half behind that pitch, went away. This is especially painful for me because anyone who knows me and has seen me play knows I am deeply passionate about the game. There's nothing I love more than competing with my teammates and being a fan favorite. I want to apologize to the entire Braves organization. My teammates, is the first pitch on the way to Michael Harris II, is 95 at the knees. It's 0-1. I want to apologize to the entire Braves organization, my teammates, and the fans. There's more, is the 0-1. Curveball in the dirt. Did he go around? Looked like he did. He got the call, 0-2. It is because of my deep love and respect for the game that I would never knowingly do anything to cheat it. I've been tested my entire career, including 8 times last season alone, and have never tested positive. The 0-2 in the dirt, man, he's just hacking at that one. Strike 3. 2 away. That ball was nowhere near the zone. He's just out there hacking at it like a hoe in the garden. I would never willingly take a banned substance, but I take full responsibility and accept MLB's decision. I'm devastated that I won't be on the field with my teammates for the next 80 games. I look forward to competing again at the highest level this season upon my return. So once again, it's that old story that we get from everybody. I mean, at least he owned up to it. I'm going to give that to him. It's the first pitch misses to Riley for a ball, 1-0. Most of these guys come out and say, I didn't take it, and I want to fight it and all that kind of stuff. It always ends up being a bunch of hogwash. But when you're getting paid that kind of money, it just absolutely, you have to have a nutrition that knows what's going into your body and is it legal. In the baseball world, 1-1, swing and a miss, hacked out a slider way out of the zone, 1-2. That's the frustrating thing for us as fans, because we're sitting here thinking, man, you're making millions and you're going to, and usually what it comes down to is they're taking some kind of a cream or a pill or something that they didn't know there was a banned substance in it. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3, curveball at the top of the zone. And that'll end the inning. Another 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 2-0. We go to the bottom of the third.
Getting oral sex by an ugly person is like bungee jumping. You know it's gonna be fun, but for sake, don't look down.
I cannot stand hanging out with his Ivy League friends.
Oh, they're the worst.
They're not that
They
bad.
are the
Are you
worst.
kidding me? Debbie can't go 2 minutes without talking about Columbia University and the little guy with the lazy eye from Harvard. Brown. Whatever. Honestly, I wish that tart would go back to Columbia and take her weird little brown friend with her. So when I said brown people, I wasn't talking about your brown people. I was talking about people who go to a university, not your people. Not that your people couldn't go to college. Okay, now I'm hearing myself say your people a lot, so.
You need to relax. You explained.
Not very well.
I'm looking for somebody tall, dark, and handsome, preferably with teeth and a little bit of hair. A family man, a businessman, whatever, a conscious man.
Somebody recently asked me what I wish someone would have told me when I was in my 20s, and I think this spans across all industries. Sometimes you gotta reach your dreams to find out that they're appalling, repulsive, disgusting. I gotta get the out of here, and that's okay.
They proved just what Ralph wanted, that they could carry a ball club, that if the team wasn't hitting or playing good defense or running the base well, Whitey would keep in the ball game. We were down by a couple of runs or tie late. Mickey would come out and win the ball game with his bat.
But as brilliant as Mantle and Ford were, the rest of the Yankees were struggling. In late May, the team was in 4th place, barely above 500. And as the legendary Bronx Bombers struggled to get back on track, they faced more competition than ever, as with expansion, baseballs were flying out of the park at a rocketing rate.
1961 was a great offensive year, like all expansion years are, because you have at least 10 pitchers in the big leagues that probably aren't big league pitchers.
Your home for the classic call, Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes is a swing and a miss strike curveball to Shohei Ohtani. 0-1. The 0-1 curveball, swing and a miss, 0-2. Ohtani walked his first time up. Took a lot of fastballs from Grant Holmes. That might be what he was swinging at his shoes. He wants one of those Teoscar Hernandez jobs to send into the night. Ohtani, 2 home runs on the year. Believe it or not, Tommy Edman leads the team with 3. The 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. Ball gets away. Baldwin jumps on it, fires it down to first, and it's a good throw by Baldwin. He had to get on that fast because Ohtani's speed. Good pitch. Great job by Baldwin to stay with it. Thankfully, he didn't kick away too far. He did everything right. He got in front of it, just kicked off to his left. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. Mookie Betts, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Misses outside. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Slider right there at the knees. 1-2. Good pitch. The 1-2. Swing, dribbles it over towards third. It's going to be a tough play, and looks like it's going to be basically a swinging bunt there. Riley, by the time he picked it up, he went out of shot of the camera. Bad camera work there by the Braves FanDuel cameras, but he went out of the camera view. And basically what happened was that Riley scooped it up and put it in his pocket. He had no chance. So a swing and bunt single by Mookie. First pitch on the way to Teoscar Hernandez, who cranked one to dead center if you're just joining us to start the game. That curveball misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. 1-1. One count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Grant Holmes is going to flip it over to first to keep Mookie close by. We'll put it back on the action cam so you can see what's going on with Mookie. 1-2 count. Mookie leading off. Here's the pitch. Swing. Bangs that down the third base line. Just went foul. If that stays fair, that would have been in big time trouble. The only positive out of this entire thing, Brian De La Cruz was swinging the bat pretty well in the spring. He's a decent backup option. I'm not going to sit here and try to paint you a picture that he's going to be an upgrade from Jerks and Profar as the 1-2's in the dirt, 2-2. But you do wonder if he was taking something, is that what led to the 24 home runs that kind of came out of nowhere? Kind of like the Brady Anderson effect for those who are old enough to remember that. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Fouls it off. We'll do it again. Tomorrow night, we face Dustin May with Chris Sale on the mound. That's the game we have the best chance of getting in this series. Then you've got Snell going against Elder on Wednesday night. That one's going to be rough. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. So you're hoping to break through tonight with the first win of the season. But I put up on X today because I was just curious the worst starts to end up with and still make the playoffs. And you can go to Braves Country X to kind of see it because it's a lot to get into. I'll probably read them off to you here in a little bit. As the 3-2 pitch is in the dirt, ball 4, and Hernandez will take first. Conforto will come to the plate, and that is Holmes' 57th pitch. We're just here in the bottom of the third with one out. One down. First pitch on the way. 93 up top. Guess they're going to say that missed high. It's 1-0. Looked like it hit the top of the corner. The 1-0. Pitch just misses outside the zone. Two-0 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Holmes comes set. Pitch, swing. That ball's lifted into left center field. That ball's going to go off the wall. Harris is going to grab it, fires it back into the infield. But on the play, Mookie Betts will score with these, and it's 3-0. An RBI double. Grant Holmes is getting tagged here in the third inning. He just split the gap with that one. It's a fastball guy. I mean, you're talking about getting way too much of the plate there. It might have been his cutter. His cutter kind of has almost sinking type action. So second and third, one out. Braves trail 3-0. First pitch, swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. Will Smith, the batter. Braves infield is in. You don't love that idea, but you understand that down 3-0, they don't really want to fall much farther behind Glass now. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back. It's 0-2. Oh-2 count, 95 miles an hour. Fastball misses outside, tried to get him to chase 1-2. The 1-2, swing, chops that one down the third baseline, foul. Braves 0, Dodgers 3, bottom of the third. Still early in this one, but you'd like to see them somehow get out of this jam. Be a big lift if we could hold it to just the one run here. The 1-2. 2-2. Yeah, Brian, I'm starting to think that maybe we should have named one of the emojis Donut. We haven't scored. So what's it been now? I believe 25 innings, if my count is right. The 2-2. Outside wide. Ball 3-2. That fastball almost got away. Good job by Drake to keep that from going to the back of the backstop. The 3-2 brings it. Curveball in the dirt. Ball 4. Got tongue-tied there. And do wonder if you might get a mound visit here. Bases loaded. 1 out. Kranitz is raising $300 worth of hell on the phone about something, and he's going out there to talk to him now. He's probably telling him to get somebody loose. Either that or he's on the phone with his agent or try to update his resume. Kranitz will go out there to the mound. Gonna go over what I just told you about the worst starts and still make the playoffs. I found it interesting because I didn't think there'd be this many. I knew there would be instances when good teams get off to bad starts, and that's what this is. This is a good Braves baseball team that's gotten off to a terrible start. I'd say 90% of it is the fact that they're on the road playing two very tough teams. Maybe 75% of it. The other 25% is they're just not hitting. The pitching hasn't been that bad. Yeah, we've had some leaks here and there, but all in all, it's baseball. You're not going to be perfect every night. But when you are just 0-for and runners in scoring position, you're not going to beat teams like the Padres and Dodgers. First pitch on the way to Tommy Edmonds, outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Does look like it's De Los Santos. It's warming up in the pen. The 1-0. Brings it. Swung on. Chops it foul. 1-1. In a strange way, walking the batter there doesn't exactly hurt you because it does set up the double play to hopefully get out of the inning. Now, Tommy Edmonds has speed, and there's pretty good speeds on the base pass, but if you get a sharply hit ball to Arcia or Ozzie, 1-1, lifted, high into center field, going back on the track, making the catch for a loud out number 2. That'll score a run, but the Braves have gotten the second out of the inning. There'll be runners on the corners. So here are the teams. Now I'm going to put the division winners out there first, but obviously that's not realistic if you get off to a terrible start. There were 7 division winners have started 11-14 and still won their division. 7. Teams with worse starts than that, I'm about to name off 5 of them. Max Muncy's the batter. First pitch on the way. Chops it foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. Back in 2005, the New York Yankees started at 10-15 on the year and finished at 95-67. So they got smoking hot. The 0-1 outside wide, 1-1. The 2006 Padres started off 10-15 as well, and they finished 88-74, won their division. The 2006 Twins is the 1-1. Curveball misses outside, 2-1. Finished 9-16, and they finished the season 96-66, which I thought that was damn impressive. The 2-1 pitch, fastball out of the zone, 3-1. Standing on deck is Kike Hernandez. Paez in the hole. I don't know if Grant Holmes will see another batter if he loses Muncy here. The 3-1. Fastball ripped over towards Ozzie. Line drive, and that'll end the inning. L4 your scorecard, and the Wiz saves our bacon. My word. Let's get out of this inning, Braves country.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
I wish people would stop complimenting me on my eyeshadow. I'm not wearing any, and I think you know that. This shade of purple is all my own. I was born this tired, baby. I was born a tired baby.
First, I want to say this is not a hot take. So this is not me just being blah, 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 screaming about something I don't believe in. The Whitney Houston Super Bowl national anthem, which is considered arguably the greatest national anthem of all time, is bull. And what I mean is she sang it before the Super Bowl when the Bills played the Giants, I think in 91, but she had recorded it the night or day before. So she was singing over her own recorded national anthem on a dead mic, which means she wasn't actually singing live when she sang it. For years and decades, everyone says greatest national anthem, Whitney Houston, Super Bowl. Oh my God, Whitney Houston, the queen of pop. But she wasn't singing. And I just think if you compare it to like Marvin Gaye and the inventiveness of his anthem before the All-Star game in LA, it's not even close because he actually sang that live. And I love Whitney Houston.
Hi y'all, it's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is boy-r-d. Boy, are these fried chicken legs good.
In Minnesota, Harmon Killebrew was crushing the ball, as was Jim Gentile in Baltimore, who even hit 2 grand slams in one game. Meanwhile, in Detroit, Rocky Colavito and Norm Cash were both launching tape measure shots. Teaming up with the always dangerous Al Kaline, the Tigers scored runs in bunches and took over first place.
The Motor City men currently lead the American League Pack by 3.5 games.
If the Yankees were going to pass them, Mantle was going to need help from a fellow slugger. And as the season wore on, that slugger would give his superstar teammate more than anyone could have imagined.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch is a 4-seam fastball to Matt Olson. Off the plate for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I guess you're going to say that missed high. It looked like it touched the top of the zone. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. 95. That one did miss down and in. 3-0. Back to what I was saying before about the teams that won divisions after terrible starts. The Rangers started 9-16 in 2015. It's a 3-0. Misses down and away, ball 4. Okay, we'll take it. That was a pretty tight zone. I'm not going to lie, but we'll take it. 2 of those pitches hit the black. We'll start off this inning with the runner on first. Nobody out. Marcell Ozuna coming to the plate. First pitch on the way to Zoo is just misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Glasnow, his 52nd pitch of the night. 95 right down the pipe. 1-1. Infield is back and to the left. They're holding Olson, but not closely. Still a big, big hole over there on the right side. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Braves trail 4-0. But honestly, it could be a lot worse. The 1-2. Swing, chops it down the line. Foul. One-two count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased a slider up at the top of the zone. One away. One on, one out. Ozzie Albies the batter. First pitch. Down and in. Slider misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Ball kicks away. Will Smith has to chase it out there, but with Olson on the base paths, no chance of advancing. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch to Ozzie. Fastball. He was taken all the way on that one, 2-1. Ozzie's trying to work his way aboard, knowing they need base runners. The 2-1 swing, chops it foul. Four-seam fastball in the intercut. 2-2 count. Braves looking to score for the first time in over 25 innings. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses outside. Full count. Standing on deck, Drake Baldwin. De La Cruz in the hole if they could keep the line moving. Kelenic and Arcia. The payoff pitch. Swung on and lifted into center field. Fairly hard hit ball right on the screws, but right at the center fielder, Andy Paez, 2 away. He didn't hardly have to move at all. Two down. That ball might have been low, but it would have been very, very difficult to get that call. First pitch on the way to Baldwin is swung on and chopped over the mound, and standing right there is Mookie Betts. He'll step on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one on, but can't do anything with it. We'll be back in a flash. 4-0 bad guys when we return.
I need some meat, Tugay. The f I'm gonna do it to rabbits. What's not clicking, berry picker? Go get me a moose right now.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just saw a meme that said, "Who are you calling if somebody puts their hands on you?" And I was like, who am I calling? What do you mean, who are you calling? An ambulance for you. That was a bad decision.
I am absolutely not a red flag. I told you what was wrong with me. I'm a caution sign at best.
1961 may have been an expansion year in the American League, but it was the National League that was bursting with talent. This emerging group had won 8 of the previous 10 MVPs, and this season, the Pittsburgh Pirates hoped that their star, Roberto Clemente, would make it 9 out of 11.
As far as his arm, there was none better. I've seen him take a ball off the fence in right field and throw a strike either to home or third base. He could hit with power. He could drive the ball as good as anybody. He could do it all.
On his way to a batting title, Clemente would stay hot all year, but it would soon become obvious that he alone wouldn't be enough for the Pirates to repeat as champs or even compete with the National League's star-studded squads like the San Francisco Giants, whose imposing lineup featured the monstrous Willie McCovey, the 1959 NL Rookie of the Year.
Willie McCovey, stretch, ferocious, immense, powerful hitter.
And Orlando Cepeda, on his way to leading the league in homers and RBIs, gave the Giants another dangerous young slugger. And then when you included the incomparable Willie Mays, it seemed almost unfair.
He's the best player that I ever saw. You want to hit home runs, he did that. Steal bases, he did that. Throw you out, he did that. And he did it with a flair.
Welcome back. Grant Holmes does go back out there for another inning of work. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Teoscar Hernandez hit a home run his first time up. 0-1. Down and away, 1. One count. Curveball just misses below the knees. 2-1. LA 4, Braves nothing. The 2-1 pitch, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Would have loved that call, but it did look like it missed the clip. 3-1 count. Pitch swung on, rifled right at Olsen. A one-hopper, a sizzler. He'll step on the pillow. 1 away. One down. First pitch on the way is a curveball outside wide. It's 1-0. Paez, the batter, number 9 in the order, the 1-0. Four-seam fastball, just misses, 2-0. The 2-0 count, swung on and rattles it foul and out of play. Not sure what's going on down there, but they got a camera on Kranitz, and he's having a conversation with Snicker and I think one other person. As the 2-1 pitch is rattled back foul. He just missed timing that one up. Whatever's going on, he's kind of had that look like, hell, I don't know what to do. Oh, Friday can't come quick enough, man. The 2-2. Swung on, chops it over to third. Backhanded by Riley. He'll flip it over to first. 5-3 across the diamond to away. Two down. Appreciate y'all spending your Monday night with us here on Braves Country. Please hit the subscribe button and smash the like on your way in and out. First pitch on the way. Shohei Ohtani is right there on the outer cut for a strike. It's 0-1. Ohtani 0 for 1 with a walk. Scored in the first. The 0-1 misses high. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Chops it foul. I'll tell you what, Ohtani always has this strange reaction when he swings at the ball sometimes. And it's not all the time. Sometimes when he swings, you think he's hurt himself. And it's just the way he kind of contorts. Because I guess he was trying to avoid the ball, but at first I thought he had pulled an oblique or something. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Holmes out there spotting dimes, eating onions. He's giving up 4, but he strikes out Ohtani. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
White people. Question. What does it feel like to be white?
Average size package, my name's easy to spell, and I get sunburn when it's cloudy outside.
Great white sharks are infesting Ireland. Well, one of them is. That's too many, though. St. Patrick, come back with your staff and tell them f*** off. It's very stressful. It feels like when there's a wasp in the room, but he wants to eat all the Irish people. The Irish have enough on their plate. We used to just have to worry about potato shortages and the English. Now we have to worry about potato shortages, the English, inflation, sharks. What's your man in North Korea at as well? I haven't heard from him in a while. He's a bit too quiet. With all this stress, it's no wonder I keep ordering takeaways I can't afford.
What are you good at?
Like eating and sleeping.
Okay. And what are you not good at?
Everything.
I got friends that are like, you got a few good videos. You gained a bunch of followers. Aren't you worried about your notoriety and getting hacked? Ha! I take all of my nudes with a Polaroid, so joke's on you if you're trying to get into my iCloud, suckers.
While the Giants' stars held bats, the Dodgers' big names were on the pitching mound. Don Drysdale was a proven force on the hill. And now, the blossoming of teammate Sandy Koufax gave L.A. a pair of aces.
He was always plagued by control difficulties in the late 50s. And all of a sudden, he found his control, and he became just dominant.
Blessed with a curveball that buckled batters' knees and a fastball that could be heard but not seen, Koufax started collecting strikeout victims in bunches.
There's no question he was in a league of his own. There was just no chance. We had no chance whatsoever. He just blew us away.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. De La Cruz takes the first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-0. 95 below the knees, called for a strike. 1-1. He's had a very questionable strike zone all night long. We've been the beneficiary of a couple of bad calls, but that one went against us. The 1-1. Curveball down and away. 2-1. It shows on your screen that it hit the zone, but it did not. It missed the zone by about, I would say, an inch, maybe two. He crouches down so low behind the catcher, I just don't think he gets a good view on those pitches. The 1-2 in the dirt. You go around. They check down the line. First base umpire Phil Cousy says no dice. Even count. I thought that was a pretty funny tweet that I saw at the break that Bowman put on X. Bowman, the Braves beat writer for MLB, said Kentucky was still in the NCAA tournament the last time the Braves scored. The 2-2 is fouled back out of play. It's been so long, it feels like the last time they scored was sometime in the middle of the spring training. That offense was starting to get hot and cold in spring training, if you remember the 2-2 in the dirt. 3-2. They said De La Cruz went around, one away. Not sure if he did, but he definitely offered at a few of those pitches. He's bound to get rung up on one of them. It's a 12-6 curveball that just kept bending. Oh, yeah, it definitely looked like he went around. When that pitch is nowhere near the zone, you take a half a hack at it, you might as well ring him up. First pitch on the way to Kelnick. Right there for a ball, it's 1-0. It's kind of like the old story from one of the guys was facing Walter Johnson. The 1-0, swung on, chop foul. Into the camera well, 1-1. He gets the first two strikes on him, starts to walk away, go to the dugout, and the umpire said something to the effect of, hey, you still got one more strike. He said, you can have it. I can't see the damn thing. 1-1 count. Swing. Rips it up the middle. Hey, there's a base hit. Come on now. Let's go, Braves country. All right, all right, all right. One out single for Kid Kelnick. Good piece of hitting. He may be on the move. Orlando Arcia, your batter. Runner on first. First pitch on the way. 87-mile bender for a strike. It's 0-1. Arcia 0 for 1. The 0-1. Curveball in the dirt. You go around. He did not, I guess. 1-1. It's hard to tell when home plate umpire Dan Bellino is behind the plate like that because he'll move his right arm and then stop it as the 1-1 swung on, chops it over to third. It's going to be a 5-4. They got the force, Kelnick right there, but it was such a close play, and Edmond had to backhand the throw. He had no chance to throw down the line. Kelnick thinks he's safe. Let's take another look at this, get a better angle. It's really close. The first replay they're showing is far away. I think they might have got him by a hair. It really comes down to, oh yeah, they got him. I would say you almost want to challenge it just to stir the pot up, but it looks like they got him. First pitch to Harris is swung on and chopped foul. So Arcia now at second with 2 outs. We need Harris to plant one. The 0-1. Fastball swung on and sliced into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Anything to get these bats going. Hitting's contagious. If you get a couple of good swings and get the line moving, you never know what's going to get you out of the funk. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Tyler Glasnow is at 76 pitches. And remember, this is his first start of the year. That guy's been made of glass his whole career, so I don't know what the pitch count. I got to figure this is probably his last inning, but you never know. Austin Riley, my boy Blue, coming to the plate. First pitch on the way. Hanger up top, slider. He says it touches the top of the zone. Looked like it missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Infield is back into the left. Riley digs in. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They have been chasing that curveball off the table all night long. We'll head to break. Bottom of the 5th we go. Braves scoreless streak is now at 27. We'll be back in a flash.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey at Wrigley Field. The wind is blowing out at 17 miles an hour. It's 46 degrees. Not exactly ideal baseball weather, but nevertheless, there will be baseball.
I think that, to be very honest with you, I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled.
Is Hello Kitty a cat?
Yes.
So Hello Kitty is not a cat.
What?
She's actually a little girl, born and raised in the suburbs of London. She has a mom and dad and a twin sister, Mimi, who's also her best friend.
What the f are you talking about? Is Hello Kitty trying to gaslight us? She has whiskers and cat ears. Why did you just accept what she said?
Y'all, the receptionist at the dentist's office just looked at me dead in my eyes and asked me if I'm going to be available for my next appointment 6 months and 12 days from now. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Name one thing that you should remember when practicing patience. That I am an adult and would be charged as one.
I have no idea how my statement got out. Well, that's bull.
One team that seemed unlikely to blow the National League away was the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds hadn't won a pennant since 1940 and had finished 1960, 28 games out of first place. From the outset of the 61 season, however, it was clear things were going to be very different in Cincinnati. Reds pitchers Bob Perky and Jim O'Toole started winning, and the team got an unexpected boost from a newcomer named Joey J, who had won just 9 games with the Braves the year before, as he became the unexpected ace of the staff. And if any of the pitchers did give up a dangerous blast, center fielder Vada Pinson could often be counted on to track it down.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark.
Welcome back. De Los Santos will be the new batter. Righty-righty matchup. Mookie Betts the batter. First pitch, slider misses outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. One count. Pitch, swing, that ball's ripped into center field. Coming in, making the running catch is Michael the Hawk Harris. 75% of the world is covered by water, the rest by Harris. Good hard hit ball, but Harris had a great jump on it. One down, and Hernandez the batter. I swear it seems like he's been up to bat 9 times this game. It's like the Fernando Tatis all over again. First pitch on the way. Slider up top. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider on the outer edge. So an 0-2 count. De Los Santos, this high socks, kicking and firing, swing. That ball's ripped into left field. That's down for a base hit. 1 out single for Teoscar Hernandez. That'll bring Michael Conforto to the plate. One on, one out. Conforto, who's 1 for 1. First pitch, 96 up top, 4-seam fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled back out of play, 0-2. Freddie Freeman, notice he's not in there. They took him out of the lineup tonight, sore right ankle. Says that I just wonder if it's the same ankle that he had injured last year, but it says in the report, is he 0-2? Swing, rips it back foul. We'll do it again. In the report, it says he's absent from Monday night's game after Freeman had a mishap while showering Saturday night, according to Dave Roberts, resulting in aggravating the formerly right sprained ankle. So I don't know if it's still lingering or if this is just a brand new sprain. The 0-2 chops it foul down the line. I mean, if it's still lingering from that far after 3-4 months in the offseason, that could be a problem. (0-2) count. Runner at first, 1 out. Pitch from De Los Santos. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Changeup pulled the string on that one. Nice pitch. 2 away. I'm starting to think that the Braves need to go get some of those torpedo bats. I mean, I'm looking at the video of them, and as the first pitch on the way to Smith is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. And the way that they jet out, I don't care what anyone says, it does seem like it's a bit of cheating. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. Ball gets away, and by the time Baldwin can corral it, the runner at first heads down to second. But it just kind of bulges out, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't look right. They've always had to be round, and I guess they're getting off on a technicality, but when it's all said and done, is the 1-1 inside 96 mile an hour, almost got him. Had to spin out of the way, 2-1. Many fans believe they're getting away with it because they're the Yankees. Now you got to look at the other side of it. Does Major League Baseball just want everybody to go to this because they want a spike in scoring? The 2-1 outside wide, 3-1. What the Yankees did was they took the analytics and figured out where their batters barrel the ball up at, and they moved the barrel to that part of the bat, which sounds fair, and then you look at the bat and it looks odd. The 3-1 fastball right down the pipe, 3-2. But I guess it's one of those things that if it's working that well and they're going to allow it. If you can't beat them, join them. The rest of Major League Baseball needs to go out there and start cheating as well. I mean, that's the only thing you can do about it. Payoff pitch, swing, and that ball's going to get dumped into center field, down for a base hit, and it'll be 5-0. Hernandez comes around to score. RBI single for Will Smith. The way the Braves have been swinging the bat to start this season, I'm willing to try anything. Got there a couple of oars. See if they'll let you go out there with a couple of 2x4s and just swack the ball. Tommy Edman, the batter, 0 for 1. First pitch on the way, swung on and fouled it back. 0-2. The 0-2. Swung on and chopped foul. (0-2) count. Braves trail 5-0. Edman with the sac fly and an RBI. I mean, this drought can't go on forever. You got to figure that when the Braves finally break out, they're going to score like 19 runs in one game. The 0-2 chops that foul. We'll do it again. (0-2) count. Righty, lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing. That ball gets ripped into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And the hit parade continues. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. They're going to come out there and talk to De Los Santos. Braves trail 5-0. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Max Muncy, the batter. De Los Santos kicks and fires. 96 fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. He's got good stuff. The only thing I question about De Los Santos when we watched him this spring, I mean, he was very dominant against the minor league batters that he faced. And when he would go up against the major league ones, he kind of a mixed bag. But his fastball doesn't appear to have a lot of movement on it, and it doesn't matter how fast you throw it. If that ball isn't cutting or dipping in some way, major league batters eventually going to time that up. The 0-1, 96, fouls it back, 0-2. Now that one had some decent movement on it. But when he threw just a second before, and the handful that he's thrown in this inning have been just basically straight lines. The 0-2, 96 misses high, 1-2. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by De Los Santos. That'll end the inning. Braves get out of it. We'll grab the bat, see if we can break this scoring streak. I mean, my goodness. We're due. Come on now. Come on, Braves country.
Sellout crowd tonight. Been sold out for months here. 54,000 in Tiger Stadium. The All-Star game has not been Henry Aaron's bag. Ball one. He's played in a lot of them, but he's hit only 175. He's had 10 hits, and they've all been singles. Tonight he wants his first extra base All-Star hit. high fly ball, and it is gone in the upper deck. Henry Aaron gets his first extra base hit, his first All-Star homer.
Irish people love to explore the world and go on a little holiday, but there's a lot of things we hate when we leave our country. There's nothing worse than forking out a load of money to go to Portugal, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out in Ireland. Everybody at home is supposed to be sitting in the rain with a bad head cold, watching me on Instagram, living it up on the beach drinking pina coladas. Half the reason I paid for the holiday is so my friends feel like now they're sunning it up in Castlebar with a pint. That's my son. I want my money back. Oh, you have to try the local cuisine. Unless the local cuisine is sausages and a bit of mash, no thank you. I'm trying to enjoy myself. The last thing I need to be doing is testing how well my bowels adapt to saffron.
Hey, fellas, I just want to warn y'all to check y'all's wife's food before y'all leave the drive-thru, because if they get the order wrong, it's not their fault. It's yours.
There was no doubt who was having the greatest influence on the Reds.
Frankie was fearless, and he was an intimidator. He wanted to intimidate everybody. Frank stood right on home plate, and his elbows were right over top of home plate. But one thing about Frank, if you pounded him in, if you hit him, if you knocked him down, he was going to get up and make you pay for it.
He would take one off of the arm. You could not move him off of the plate. He just would battle you and battle you and battle you, and he would not give.
The season was just heating up, and the Reds were going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Your home with a classic called Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Big Matt Olson will face Dreyer, the left-hander, to start us off. First pitch on the way is down and away. 1-0. 1-0. Swing, fouls it straight back. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch by Dreyer. It's a slider. Down and away, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, chops it foul off the plate. Standing on deck is Ozuna, Ozzie in the hole. If we're going to break the scoring streak, it seemed like this would be a good place to do it with the right-handed bat of Ozuna, and Ozzie hits for much better power from the right side. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. I'd like to see a crooked number get on the board. But at this point, I'll take a run. I don't remember the last time. I was trying to sit here and think of what the run was. 3-2. High and inside. Ball 4. He'll head on down to first. Charlie says it's coming this inning. Ellion's got the rally ribby out. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Curveball bends in. 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing! Pops it up. High in the sky. Who wants it? Mookie Betts will camp underneath it. Got it underneath that one for out number 1. Just seems like when this team isn't scoring, they all start pressing. You know, I was thinking about this the other night because of the Dodgers doing the little sachet that they do when they get a base hit, and was looking at a couple other teams that are doing their little I'm like, man, do we even have one this year? Because I haven't paid attention. I don't remember seeing anyone celebrating to get on base. The 1-0 to Ozzie. Swung on and lifted into right field, drifting over, making the easy catches. Hernandez 2 down. I don't remember what it was last year. I remember I didn't like it. It didn't jump off at me. I mean, nothing's as cringy as that Dodger sachet thing that they do. I can't believe the Dodgers haven't come up with something better than that. I mean, that is just weird. It is so cringy when you see it. It's like, my God, you can't come up with anything better than that. Man, the Cubs are all over the A's, 10-3 in the 5th. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin was right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 0-2 count, runner at first. We take just about anything at this point. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2. Curveball down and away. 2-2 count. Olsen at first. 2 outs. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Fastball caught looking, strike 3. Might have been a touch below, but he froze him with that rope right down the center of the plate. We'll be back in a flash. Braves still on the schneid as we head to the bottom of 6.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you probably should open up that 24-pack of water bottles that's been sitting in the kitchen by the fridge and start drinking them before they go bad.
Dad?
Yeah?
When is it okay to use violence against another person?
How about anytime your idiot son comes up to you filming you with a camera? Start with that.
Dad, come on, be for real.
I don't know. When you're getting attacked, you need to defend yourself, I guess. And what? You want me to list every situation where violence is okay to use? Can't do that. Why are you thinking of violence anyway?
Because, I get so mad at people when they attack others. It makes me want to kick down some doors.
Okay.
Well, why do you say it like that? I'm not capable of getting mad?
You're capable of getting mad. I just don't see you as the type of guy who's kicking down anybody's door.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. A few days ago, you got upset and flustered at the gas station and went into panic mode because you couldn't open up a bag of Doritos. Not very intimidating.
Dad, I can be intimidating.
Your own dog doesn't even listen to you when you're upset, so no.
Look, you didn't even need to bring up the Doritos incident.
Ugh. Later we're going to have to take one of those forced happiness family photos that come in the restaurant's tacky frame.
Yo, I talked to all 13 of your fans. They said it's okay if you lose today. Ball!
If the New York Yankees were going to make a run at a title in 1961, they would need someone to help Mickey Mantle. That someone, most all observers agreed, had to be Roger Maris. The Yankees had traded for Maris prior to the 1960 season, and he had rewarded them by winning an MVP while often protecting Mantle in the lineup.
It was the first year of Mantle and Maris together, Roger having come over from Kansas City. And I think Roger Maris allowed Mantle to finally have a guy on his own team batting behind him who would take a lot of the pressure off Mantle to win every game.
This year, it'd be Mickey's turn to take the pressure off Roger, as manager Ralph Houck had Maris bat in front of Mantle, with Mantle now protecting him. Maris would get a steady diet of fat pitches to choose from.
Welcome back, y'all. Jesse Chavez is on. First 2 pitches were for a ball. It's 2-0. Had a little technical difficulties switching from back and forth from the radio station a second ago. 2 0s right there, first strike, 2-1. The 2-1 from Uncle Jesse. Kicks and fires. Inside, 3-1. So 3-1 count. Kike Hernandez, the batter, swung on, fouls it back. Dodgers 5, Braves nothing. Braves are winless. The Dodgers are undefeated. The 3-2. Rips that one back foul. We'll do it again. LA 5-0. Remember, they started that 2-game series in Tokyo. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball's belted. It's gone. Uncle Jesse gives up a crank shot. I mean, that thing was absolutely obliterated. How far did that one fly? Good night, Irene. It's 6-0. His second home run of the year. He hit one in that Tokyo series. Says it went 412 feet, 108 miles an hour off the bat. And that might be underestimating that one. That ball was absolutely obliterated. First pitch on the way is a swing and a fouled away. Andy Paez, it's 0-1. Paez 0 for 2 on the day, the 0-1. Right there, inside, misses for a ball. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, right there for a strike, 1-2. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Two count, swing. That ball's hit high and deep into center field, but right there is Michael Harris, the second. One away. I'm starting to feel like these guys just need to go out and get drunk. And just, I don't know what's going on in this team, but it seems like they're kind of walking through. And I do believe when they finally do get the bat swinging, we're going to rip off some wins, but it just feels terrible when the season starts this way. If you had a 4-game losing streak in the middle of June, you'd be like, that sucks, but that's baseball. The 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. And I know it's a broken record, but starting the season off 7 in a row at San Diego, at LA, I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow. The 2-0. Ohtani takes it outside, 3-0. 3-0 count. Ohtani 0 for 2 with the walk and a run scored. The pitch. Cutter right there on the outer edge. 3-1. The 3-1. Inside, ball 4, down and in. He'll head on down to first, and even though it's 6-0, those rules really don't apply anymore. It's a good chance he's going to be on the run. First pitch on the way. Right there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Runner goes. Ohtani easily has it stolen. getting into scoring position. Like I said, there's a good chance he was going to try to pad his stats in a game where they're up 6-0. He knows if he gets thrown out, it's not a big deal. And if there's ever been a stat padder, it's that guy. Tough throw for Baldwin. The 1-1 chopped over to short. Arcia's got it, flips it over to Olsen. Otani will jog down to third, 2 away. Buckham. That's funny. Runner at third. 2 outs. Hernandez is 2 for 2. The pitch. Swing lifted into center field. Running over, making the running catch. Good defensive play by Harris will end the inning. Not a great outing by Chavez, but his first of the year. Welcome back, Uncle Jesse. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I don't really mean to be rude, but you look like you called out a sewer and the infestation, and you look like garbage.
Foul balls might be the most boring part of the game for most people, so let's spice it up with some of the best foul ball stories. First off, Charles Wiegum, the owner of the Chicago Cubs, allowed fans to keep foul balls that entered the stands. Prior to that, you could be ejected or even arrested for keeping a foul ball. In 1903, Rube Waddell hit a foul ball that landed on the roof of a baked bean cannery. It would set off a steam whistle, causing everyone to abandon their posts, which resulted in a ton of boiled over beans which exploded, showering the Boston ballpark with scalding beans. In 1939, during a game on Mother's Day, Bob Feller's mom would make a trip to Comiskey Park to see her son pitch. During the game, White Sox player Marv Owen hit a foul ball off of Feller that would hit Mrs. Feller in her right eye, breaking her glasses. After a trip to the hospital and some stitches, she would be okay, and Feller would regain his composure and go on to win the game. Luke Appling once asked Chicago White Sox management for a couple of dozen balls so he could sign them and donate them to charity. Management rejected the idea due to the cost, so Appling did the next best thing. He bought the balls himself and proceeded that day to fall off a couple of dozen balls during the game, after which he tipped his hat towards the owner's box. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Ken Rosenthal writes a column saying Ripken should end his consecutive game streak because it's bad for the team. Ripken responds by hitting a foul ball into the press box, which breaks Rosenthal's computer.
Pitchers would do anything to avoid facing Mickey Mantle with a man on base.
Well, I know it helped him a lot, me hitting behind him. You know, I don't think he got one intentional walk that year.
By mid-May, Maris shook off a slow start, and an historic home run race had begun.
Ball is on.
The M&M boys, as they were known, weren't just hot, they were sizzling. By the end of June, Mantle already had 25 homers, Maris 27.
Mantle and Maris, dial M for murder.
Well, we as ball players, we couldn't wait to get to the ballpark to see who would hit one next. They were so hot every time Raj went to bat, or Mickey. You anticipated a home run.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. De La Cruz, who leads us off. Vesia, the left-hander, is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. This Dodger bullpen is loaded, so it's not going to be easy getting on the board. At least get that off our backs. The 0-1. 91 right down the pipe on the outer edge, 0-2. 0-2 count. Braves trail 6-0. We're just trying to get on the board for the first time since Friday. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Chase, that thing was nowhere near the zone. Went away. Don't expect the moon and the stars, but Fairchild will join the team tomorrow. Hoping this guy at least has some kind of a upbeat, vibrant attitude, because this team, it's what I was worried about tonight. With the news of Jerks and Profar getting suspended, it seems like that they're playing the ton of bricks on their chest. You don't see a lot of laughing in the dugout or anything. First pitch on the way to Kelnick is 92 at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, swung on, fouls it down the line, out of play. Dodgers have just signed so many bullpen pieces. I mean, it would take a 32-car pileup to really put them on the IL to the point where they'd be concerned. The 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. I think the one thing you do wonder, just watching this team, is the 1-2, swung on, chops it over to second, easy 4-3 put out. With the Dodgers is how do they stay sharp for 162 games if they're just going, because if they run away with the division, let's say they win that division by 20 games, there's going to be a time where you're going to kind of lose an edge. And I know that's a good problem to have, but we've seen it in Braves country. We saw it for years in the 90s when the Braves would just run away with the NL East and they get in the playoffs and the bats aren't working. They're just kind of lethargic. First pitch is a four-seam fastball to Arcia. It's 1-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Pops it up high in the sky, can of corn. Who wants it? Kike Hernandez makes the catch. That'll end the inning. It says the scoreboard is jacked up. I'll have to look and see what you're talking about. I don't see anything. We'll be back in a flash.
I didn't even know it was possible to argue about a topic you agree on until I got married.
Who else remembers seeing white dog outside when they played as a kid? I haven't seen white dog.
Holy where's all the white dog been?
With a name like a superhero, how do more people not know about Vic Power? He is one of 6 players to hit both a leadoff and a walk-off home run in the same game. He won 7 consecutive Gold Gloves and would probably have won more, but the award didn't exist until his 5th year in the league. He holds the record for having made 1 or more assists in 16 consecutive games at first base. He shares the record of making 2 unassisted double plays in 1 game. He also shares the record for most double plays in a single game. In 1957, he had a 69-game errorless streak and only made 2 errors at first base all season. He took his fielding very seriously, once cutting his glove into little pieces after he missed a pop-up down the right field line. In just his 2nd season in the majors, he would finish 2nd in the batting race. You just simply couldn't strike him out. In 6,046 at-bats, he only struck out 247 times. He is one of 11 players to steal home twice in 1 game. Even crazier, he never stole more than 9 bases in a season. He averaged 171 hits a season and twice finished in double digits and triples. He was a 300 hitter 3 times and an all-star 6 times in his career. Why don't more people talk about him? Who knows? But they should.
I spent 48 hours with my best friend, and my wife asked, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "Nothing." She said, "You're with him for 2 days. You had to do something." He said, "Okay, you want to know?" We sat there and listed the best baseball team you could make out of guys whose first name started with R. Rafael Furcal.
I think it took a lot of pressure off us, the rest of the ball club.
And soon, the whole team was hitting homers at a record pace.
What a shot that was. You got to remember Moose, too. Your 3 M's. Maris, Mantle, and Moose.
Soon, Big Moose Skowron, Yogi Berra, Johnny Blanchard, and Elston Howard all joined the home run parade.
Man, Ellie really tagged that one.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Jesse Chavez is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Change up at the knees. Conforto. Right there, first strike, 1-1. Yeah, John, there's no doubt about it that the Dodgers are a loaded, talented team. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. But I can make the argument several times in the 90s, the Braves had the most talented team. When you play with the big lead down the stretch in August and September, it's just going to be interesting to see how Roberts can keep him motivated and engaged. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Chavez, 1 down. nothing else, it's just good to see Jesse Chavez back out there on the mound. For y'all that missed it, Hector Neris was DFA'd. I thought someone had a pretty funny tweet today. They said, so let me get this straight. As the first pitch on the way to Will Smith is right there for a strike. It's 0-1, or an X post, I guess I should say. The Braves DFA is the 0-1. Sawed off foul. 0-2. The Braves DFA a pitcher 5 days into the season that they turned the lead over to in the 7th inning on opening day. The 0-2's outside wide 1-2. You almost wonder if Anthopoulos did that to keep Snicker from putting him back in a high leverage part of the game. The 1-2 down and away 2-2. You probably could have gone talent-wise. You probably could have gone to Suarez, and you just pitched him. Was it 2 1/3 that he pitched the other day? Was it last night? The 2-2 swung on, chops it over in just past the outstretched glove of Orlando Arcia. Thought he was going to get that, but he didn't have near the chance. His range is just. There's another way to say it. It seems like to me his range is getting worse. He never had great range, but that ball was hit hard. But I still feel like he could have at least knocked it down. Tommy Edman, your batter, first pitch on the way is a cutter down and away. It's 1-0. For you fantasy baseball people out there, when Jurickson Profar news jumped out there, I think it's in my Dynasty League. Anyways, I dropped his ass and picked up Tommy Edman, the 1-0. Swung on and lifted into right field. Coming over, making the catch is Kelnick. 2 down. When I saw that he was going to be out 80 games, and there's no way you can't put him on the IL or anything, fans. You're just stuck with him on your bench. And he wasn't, he's not that good of a player for me to sweat it. But top that on the fact that I found out Bryce Elder was pitching on Wednesday. I was like, man, give me Tommy Edman. He's probably going to plow a couple over the seats this week. First pitch on the way to Max Muncy. It's down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in 2-0. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way, outside wide, 3-0. The Punished is saying that he's for sale. The defending Cy Young future Hall of Famer is a mid. The 3-0 right there for a strike, 3-1. 3-1 count. I only see the defending Cy Young is a 3-1. Outside wide, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. You can make the argument that he's not, his stuff might be ranked 3rd in the Braves rotation. And he's the defending Cy Young champ. Because at their age and the speed on their pitches, when Strider comes back and you got Schwellenbach, it's hard to rank Raylo because he's constantly on the IL. First pitch on the way is sinker right there on the edge. It's 0-1. You almost wonder if this is another way for them to massage the whole starts that they do. Didn't expect it in the first week of the season. Is the 0-1 pitch? Is a check swing? Did he go around? Phil Cousy down at the first base side said he did not. The 1-1 misses. 2-1. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, swung on and lifted into left field. Camping underneath it is Brian De La Cruz, and that'll end the inning. Top of the 8th we go. Because of the little mishap that we had back here in the studio, we missed the 7th inning stretch. We'll go ahead and play it now. Get up and stretch, Braves Country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the night. Find me something of Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back over street. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root. You sound better tonight.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris' second. Is right there for a strike. Lefty-lefty matchup. Tanner Scott doesn't get any easier. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. You got to be kidding me. We're tied at 50% on action or strike zone. 1-1. 95 inside. Well, guess we'll just play it by ear. We'll run the poll again later on down the road. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in. 3-1. Three-one count. Pitch on the way. Swing lifted. High and deep into center field. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong, a solo shot, and your Atlanta Braves are off the schneid, baby. Woo! It's been so long and we're down by so much, Harris can't even smile. We got to bring the panda back to the dugout or something. Something's got to give. I mean, you'd think he would at least have a smile. This team is playing on pins and needles. First pitch on the way to Riley. Swung on that ball's hit high. Got underneath that one. Deep into right field, but not deep enough. Making the catches. Hernandez out there in right field. One away. One down. Olsen, who has walked twice, he's 0 for 1. Pitch on the way, 87, down below the knees. Braves come home Friday, and we're going to take on the Marlins for 3, and then it's the Phillies next week. The 0-1. Below the knees, bad call by Dan Bellina. He's had some bad ones. That's one of the worst ones tonight. In fact, Olsen even stuck his head up in the sky to just basically say, what the hell was that? We're off on Monday, and then the Phillies come a knocking. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. So though it's terrible that we're starting off this badly, we're going to have a chance to make up some ground. We're going to get 6 games at home against our division rivals. Then we go to Tampa Bay for 3, Toronto for 3, and then come back home again for a nice little homestand against Minnesota and the Cardinals. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. It's right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. In the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 count. Appreciate everybody coming in and joining us through this journey of Braves Country Radio Group Therapy. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Ozuna down to his last strike. I just realized this game, because it's so late, I didn't think I realized. This game is flying by as well, the 1-2. Inside, almost gets him in the arm, 2-2. Of course, the Braves batters are very familiar with Tanner Scott. He was with the Marlins. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. He was the most sought-after reliever, and the Braves were rumored to be going after him. When you saw the deal that he signed with the Dodgers, you just knew that was never going to be the case. $72 million over 4 years for a reliever. I don't think I'll ever see that in Braves country. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves got back on the board. Michael Harris, Money Mike, goes yard. Gets us off the schneid.
Can't you get it through your thick skull that I'm broke? Dead, flat, stony broke. See? I've got $3.85 in my purse.
Bruce Benedict limbers up in the Atlanta bullpen just in case, for he will have to come in and catch now that Cerrone has been pinch run for. That's if the Braves fail to convert here. They've got an extra man on the infield and no left fielder. The pitch to Ramirez. Outside, ball 1. This is a great alignment. I love this. Von Hayes has come in to play the infield. You can see it there. They've got nobody in left. It sure is funny looking, though, isn't it? The 1-1. Line drive, game over. Ramirez singles on the winning run. And the Braves win it in regulation, 3-2.
I saw a video today that said your dog's your best friend for part of your life, but you're your dog's best friend for his whole life. My plans are canceled.
In honor of being in my new classroom today and working on it, this is things that my students have said. You got that Donald Trump tan going on, huh? Sorry, I just crop dusted you. I had gone through, at the time, a pretty brutal breakup. I was in my young 20s and on the verge of tears at any moment due to this breakup. Some of the responses when my students somehow found out. Did you cry? You seem like you would have cried. So what did you do to make him dump you?
The record 6 players on their way to hitting 20 homers as 61 Yanks were a latter-day version of Murderer's Row.
No amount of runs was safe. You were leading 8-0, 9-0, 2 out, 3-2 in the 9th inning. They still would come up with 10 runs and beat you.
And they were almost as good with the glove.
They had one of the great infields of baseball history. Bobby Richardson at second, Tony Kubek at short, and Clete Boyer at third.
Welcome back. Braves trail this one 6-1. No, you're not dreaming. The Braves have scored. Michael Harris hit a solo shot to dead center, plowed it. And just because we haven't seen them all damn season, here comes Eyeglasses. Raisel Iglesias fires the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike. 95 inside, it's 0-1. Typically, you don't want to use your closer. It's 0-1, 95 inside, 1-1. In a game where you're trailing 6-1. But when you haven't been, when you're at game number 5 of the season, you haven't been able to use them one time. 1-1, check swing foul, 2-1. They also know that they've got 2 games and then a day off, so for some reason they did need him. They could use him at least one more time in this series. 1-2 chop foul. They probably figure there's no way in hell they're going to need him for the Bryce Elder start, so. Let's be honest. 1-2 count. If the Braves win that one, it's just because the bats explode that night. It's not going to be a nip and tuck Bryce Elder dueling it out with Blake Snell, the 1-2. Misses wide, 2-2. Tomorrow night's game, back at it, same 2 teams. Same bat time, same bat channel, 10-10 first pitch. The 2-2, chops it over towards third. Riley's got it. Fires it off his front foot. Perfect throw to the ice house. 5-3 in your scorecard. What away. Tomorrow, 10-10, and then Wednesday, just make a note of it. It's a very odd start time. 8:38 Eastern. So 5:38 local. First pitch on the way to Shohei Ohtani. Down here for a ball, it's 1-0. If I told you Shohei Ohtani was 0 for 2 and Harris had hit a home run, you'd think we'd be in this sucker. 1-0, misses outside, 2-0. 2-0 count. Righty lefty swung on, chops it foul. The 2-1, right upstairs for a strike, 2-2. I mean, we haven't had a chance to do this at all this year, so might as well put the eyeglasses emojis out there. That's the new one for this year. The 2-2. This is outside the zone, 3-2. 3-2 count. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Eyeglasses flashing right by him as he hawks a snot rocket on the field. 2 away. What the hell is Iglesias doing? I don't know if y'all are watching at home, have it queued up with the video, but he came off the mound and took a few steps and then launched a double snot rocket on the field. First pitch on the way to Mookie Betts, misses for a ball. It's 1-0 down below the knees. The 1-0, swing and a miss, change up. 1-1. One count, swung on, lifted into left field. Coming in, making the running catch is De La Cruz, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, 1, 2, 3. Eyeglasses gets him. We'll be back in a flash.
I love metal, but I can't stand some of y'all. I will post about a band, and I'm like, wow, I've never heard of these guys. They're great. And without fail, there will always be someone that will respond like, you call yourself a metal fan, and you've never heard of Secular Colostomy Bag? No, I'm sorry, I haven't. I have been to 104 of their shows, and their third guitarist, Eric, sold me my washing machine.
Ireland is getting a Wendy's. Thank you very much, America, for bestowing upon my people more of your delicious obesity. I'm very excited because I always see Americans on the television say, I'm gonna go and get a Wendy's. And I'm like, ooh, processed food I haven't had. It's the media's fault, don't blame me. Anyway, thank you for your culture, America.
Meanwhile, with a record-tying 8 wins in June, Whitey Ford was in the midst of a Cy Young campaign.
He painted the corners. He painted the shoulders. He painted the knees. He was the Picasso of pitching.
From June 1st on, the Yankees would win 70% of their games. Manager Ralph Houck's toughest decision might have been deciding who to bat fifth.
I was hitting the ball pretty good, and so he batted me behind Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, then me. You know, I felt pretty good about it. I thought, holy cow, he thinks that much of me, you know. So the game starts. Roger goes up and he hits one about 420 feet in the right center bleacher. That's nice. Great. Okay. Mickey hit the next pitch about 460. 2 pitches. The guy's got 880 feet. It dawned on me. Uh-oh. Now it's my turn. Sure enough, he hit me dead in the head. Next pitch hit me dead in the head. And I said, hey, Skip, I don't mind batting 7th. And he just broke up. He started to laugh. You don't want to bat behind those 2 guys? I said, nah. No, I bat me 7th or 8th. I enjoyed it back there.
Welcome back. Luis Garcia is the pitcher, right-hander to face Ozzie Albies. The Drake and Kid Kelnick. First pitch on the way to Ozzie. Kind of handcuffed him. Halfway check swing. It's 0-1. Open stance from the left side. Righty lefty. The 0-1 pitch. Chops it foul back behind him. 0-2. Billy, you're cracking me up tonight, man. The 0-2. Pitch on the way. Outside wide, 1-2. 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 2-2. Y'all seen the Roki Sasaki's off to a tough start. I mean, I don't understand why he's in the major leagues. He's 23. Everybody said he wasn't a finished product. The 2-2. Slice back foul will do it again. And he's gotten obliterated his first 2 times out. I don't know if that was a part of the deal when he signed it, if he wanted them to promise him not to put in the minor leagues and maybe they're stuck. I don't know what that is. The 2-2 count. Swing rips it up the middle, and that'll be good for a base hit. So, Mr. Ozzie Albies. I won't be able to play it tonight, Billy, but if you remind me tomorrow night, I got a brand new clip that I was putting together today because there was something that really made me laugh, so I slapped it together real quick. It's something of the part that you just said where this lady's going on a rant about who she wants to port in. It's pretty damn funny. Drake Baldwin will be your batter. First pitch on the way, 86, just misses inside. It's 1-0. Those of y'all who are going to go to the All-Star game, we're planning on meeting up that Sunday afternoon somewhere. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. So there's not going to be a broadcast the day of the Sunday before the season start. Sunday before the All-Star break. Because we're heading to Atlanta to go to the All-Star festivities, the 2-0. Chopped over to second. Making the easy play. Edmonds going to just overhand toss it to first. Ozzie scoots down to second. 1 away. But we're going to have to find a place. I'm going to start looking next few weeks. We're going to have to find a place that is not in the Battery, because what I saw this week that I did not know they were doing is they're making people buy tickets to be in the Battery area starting on Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and probably Wednesday as well, I assume. Eli White's your batter. Pinch hitting for De La Cruz. First pitch on the way is down below the knees. Called it for a low strike. That's a 6-1 in the 9th inning strike. It's 0-1. Either De La Cruz is injured or that's a bad sign for Brian De La Cruz. The 0-1. Swung on, chops it foul. The Braves are playing a man short tonight. Fairchild, the outfielder that they got from the Reds, will be with the team tomorrow. He's essentially taking Profar's place. The 0-2. Chops it foul in the instep. We'll do it again. But you wonder if they're just going to do an outfield by committee, so to speak, not counting Harris. And then when Acuna comes up, whoever's playing the worst is going to kick rocks. That would be my guess. Profar will come back right after the All-Star break. Well, right in that neighborhood. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sweeper got him. 2 down. There was talk on one of the Braves accounts where they're going back and forth on who's going to get the axe, and someone was insinuating he was going to be Eli White. And that just makes zero sense because they got him ready to play all over the infield and outfield this spring. He's going to have to be injured for them to get rid of him. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. Jared Kelenic, it's 0-1. Braves down to their last out. But the short of it is we're going to have to try to find a place in Atlanta to meet up for anyone that wants to meet up, have drinks and whatnot the Sunday before the All-Star break. As the 0-1 is chop foul. 0-2. Because not only are they going to charge a ticket to get in, it's basically sold out at this point. It's an 0-2 count. So we're going to be eyeing somewhere that's close to the battery, but not in the battery because you can't get in. The 0-2 down and away. 1-2. They're calling it like the Capital One something. But anyways, long story short, what they're doing is just making people spend $60 to get in, just to have the right to walk around the battery. The 1-2, outside wide 2-2. And we went and got a few tickets for the Monday and Tuesday festivities, and then realized they're starting it on Saturday, which means you're not going to be able to get in there at all. 2-2 count. High and out of the zone, full count. Yeah, it's sold out, John. There's a back way you can get in. Something about that if you have a Capital One card, you can apply on their site somewhere to get one of the free tickets. But heck, I'm assuming those are probably gone too. Payoff pitch, chops it foul. Oh yeah, we've already gotten our Airbnb. Yeah, we're not driving up there and driving back 3 times. Payoff pitch. Swing, slices it foul. We got that arranged. When I did the math and realized what weekend it was probably going to be, this is before they announced the schedule. We got that early last spring. And thankfully I was right with my math. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Garcia sends him down, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves lose another tough one, but this one at least we scored. I mean, that is just, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Starting to look like it's an oncoming train, but we'll be back at it tomorrow night, and tomorrow night we are 10:10 first pitch. Come on the air about 9:30. Do the pregame show and everything. It's Chris Sale night. I like our chances tomorrow night. I know that may sound loony, but I think Chris Sale is going to come out and shove, and we saved Other than eyeglasses, we didn't use any of our high leverage in the pen. Hopefully the Braves can get some runs off Dustin May. He's got good stuff. He's a good young pitcher, but he's definitely wet behind the ears in the Braves, and he's coming off of Tommy John surgery. So hopefully this is the beginning of the Braves scoring some runs, maybe get a win tomorrow night and take some pressure off of Bryce Elder on Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow, Braves country. Well, you know what it is. If we take the L, Casey comes to the bat. Casey at the bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville 9 that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake. And the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat. For there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all. And Blake, much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye. A sneer pulled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air. And Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar. Like the beating of a storm wave on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two! Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence. His bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing. And somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the bat. Ernest Lawrence Thayer. Published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.